I've been hearing more and more about a thing called fake news.
Fake news.
I've seen people destroyed, and I think it's very unfair. Some of the media outlets that I deal with the fake news.
Fake news.
I think it's a disgrace, the absolute disgrace, but I don't think they care. Well, first of all, one of the reasons I'm here today is media outlets. The whole Russian thing, that's a ruse. It's a ruse. I own nothing in Russia. I don't have any deals in Russia. Russia is fake news. I just see many, many untruthful things. The press has become so dishonest. The public doesn't believe you people anymore. You have a lower approval rate than Congress. And I've been hearing more and more about a thing called fake news.
Fake news.
I've seen people destroyed, and I think it's very unfair. Some of the media outlets that I deal with the fake news.
Fake news.
I think it's a disgrace, the absolute disgrace, but I don't think they care. I'll tell you something, I don't mind bad stories. I can handle a bad story better than anybody as long as it's true. But I'm not okay when it is fake. All fake news. I mean, it's story after story after story. We're not going to let it happen again. The public gets it. When I go to rallies, they want to throw their placard to CNN. Here's the thing. I want to see an honest press. I want to see an honest press. I want to see an honest press. It's so important to see an honest press. I want to see an honest press. I want to see an honest press. But our nation's reporters will not tell you the truth. So I'll go over just some of them.
MSNBC.
You are fake news.
The New York Times.
You are fake news.
CBS. NBC. ABC.
BBC. LA Times.
You are fake news.
The Washington Post.
You are fake news.
CNN.
Very fake news.
Politico. AP.
HuffPo. BuzzFeed.
Failing pile of garbage. And I've been hearing more and more about a thing called fake news.
Fake news.
I've seen people destroyed, and I think it's very unfair. Some of the media outlets that I deal with the fake news.
Fake news.
I think it's a disgrace, the absolute disgrace, but I don't think they care.
Oh, and I just love that so much, man. It makes my day to hear that tune. I'm sure, as I said yesterday, it will remain the opening tune to this program for at least a little while. Good afternoon, me too. Where are you at? Beijing? It's actually here where I'm sitting. It is 11:29, and this is a short rant by the ogre. I'm going to keep my word this time, and I'm not going to go off into a soliloquy that will last 2 hours as it did yesterday, because at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, noon out on the left coast, and 8 o'clock p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, the ogre, the Britisher will be joining the ogre, and we're going to talk not only a little bit about this, but we're going to get into the Anita Sarkeesian debauch that took place, during VidCon. Oh, yeah, and I knew that, me too. I don't even know why I asked. Of course, you live in merry old England. So I'll be seeing you tonight at 8 o'clock. But here we go, folks. Here's the ogre's 2 cents. I was going to make a little video, but I do love this live thing. And even at a time like this where there's just a couple of us gathered here together, doesn't really matter to me. I really enjoy being able to come right here. That didn't sound good. Come right here. I really enjoy being able to gather together for me to express my ideas and then instantly see what your ideas are on the topic. Morning blow. The Morning Joe. I mean, give me a break. It's hard for me. I took a little bit of time on this, which is, I'm not going to say it's completely unusual for me, but I actually sat down and I pulled some things up to help me say what I want to say a little bit better. And I watched Lionel this morning, Lionel Nation. He did a little thing in his kitchen. It was so good, where he talked about, yeah, this isn't the greatest. And yeah, Trump is not the wisest person for doing all this. But then he put out this meme. I'm not sure if he made it or who made it, but this is so good. Day in and day out, you spewed your vitriol, Morning Joe. And then one day he counterpunched. Knockout. The result, you both so very deserve. I can't agree with that more. These people, listen, I've gotten some good arguments now on the other side. It's not presidential ogre. Oh, he's a president ogre. He shouldn't be getting angry ogre. Listen, folks, how long have I dreamed? How long have you dreamed, Clinton Cox? How long have us Americans dreamed and wished that we had a president that would do this kind of thing? Barack Obama was one. Remember that? We don't need a bunch of this okey doke, and he berated and besmirched Trump, called him a whiner and a crybaby. Was that presidential? I didn't hear anybody saying it wasn't presidential. I liked Obama for that, okay? That is one of the few things that I liked about the man, that when something happened that he didn't like, he'd go off. The president should be presidential, of course. But what's more presidential than exerting your authority, than inserting your power? Well, I said inserting your power. Inserting your power into a situation and letting people know, yeah, say what you want, do what you want. But I am the president of the United States. One more little meme here. This is also from this is from Lionel Nation. And again, I don't know who made it. It's just so funny. Trader Joe, don't turn your back. And now that I've done this and give a couple of memes, I'm going to get right into the meat of this short rant. Here's the problem, people. I've had it myself. I've run into it myself. You run afoul of someone with a platform. This person may, or these people may or may not be cooler than you. They may or may not be more powerful than you. They may or may not be whatever, but they happen to have a platform. So you run afoul of someone with a platform, and then they use the platform to honk, 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 and try to put you down and run you down over this thing. And this is the situation we're in now. Where did it stem from? Well, let's take a look at this. I mean, this is right in Donald Trump's tweet. It says, I heard poorly rated Morning Joe speaks badly of me. He don't watch him anymore. Then how come low IQ crazy Mika along with Psycho Joe came to Mar-a-Lago 3 nights in a row around New Year's Eve and insisted on joining me? She was bleeding badly from a facelift. I said no. Listen, this Mika is not upset because he said something about her facelift. She got a facelift. I'm sure she was cut up and scarred up and healing up from the situation. There's no doubt that she got a facelift. There's also no doubt that Donald Trump is a germphobe. He's obsessive compulsive when it comes to washing his hands and this thing. Maybe he didn't want that. Also, maybe he didn't like what they were already saying about him. They were already saying, oh, he's a terrible guy. And then Joe got on the bandwagon, which really hurt my feelings, man. I like Joe. He's a good musician. But to jump on the bandwagon this way is just sickening to me. Hi, Space Bitch, Finer Print. Me too. Good to see y'all out there. But it's sickening to me. So now he makes one remark, and the truth is in between the lines here. Mika's not sad because she's so wealthy and wants to remain young that she can have a doctor cut her face up and try to regain youth. Ponce de Leon-like, with the fountain of youth, only it comes in the form of a scalpel and some forceps. That's not what bothers this woman. What bothers her is that Trump is too cool for school. That when she wants to go and sit with Trump, with Joe, of course, Trump should kowtow to these people because they're on TV, right? Of course he should. He should just scrape and bow and beg and humble himself before the mighty media. Well, that's not what happened. He said, no, you not only can't you sit with me, you're a failing pile of garbage. You're a bunch of lying fools. Look, if there was anything on Trump right now, we'd know about it, folks. The only thing they found on anybody is Obama, Loretta Lynch, Hillary Clinton, John Podesta. These people are under investigation right now. Russia ties. Oh, I seen the most wonderful clip with, I now just had a brain fart. I just said his name. I just seen the most wonderful clip with Podesta on it, John Podesta. And he got cornered on Fox News about, hey, you're the one that's in bed. You're the one that took these 7,000, whatever it is, a bunch of shares from this Kremlin-backed company completely tied in with Vladimir Putin. Not that I'd have any problem with Putin, man. He's a great guy. He's a good leader. He's a wonderful guy. I would love to call him my president if I was Russian, believe me. But oh, he howled and, oh, you took these things that were stolen by Russian, published by WikiLeaks, and then rifled through my emails, and then you make a, yeah. I don't care if Russia had nothing to do with it, but WikiLeaks got the emails, put it out there, and we can read about John Podesta. How on earth there is any kind of defense that comes from the idea that the way you got him, no one broke into his house. He never said that. Well, he said that the Russia thing was untrue and that he didn't get any daggone. Listen, why is there a difference between Obama besmirching, berating people, and calling people names? Yeah, it was Fox Business. I'm trying to think of the name of the lady that did it there. The finer print. Hi, Billy Bong. Good to see you. And I can't wait to see your collab with the Whitey, man, with White YouTuber. That's going to be great. Let's not say nothing much nice about the White YouTuber, though. He don't like it. What a faggot. What a piece of garbage. But he does put out some good videos, man. I can't wait to see it. I will be looking for that, the finer print. Let me get back on topic here, and I'll take a couple questions. I'll look at the chat. So why is there this vast disparity between, okay, Obama can say, oh, we don't need no more of this okey doke. Hillary Clinton can talk about basket of deplorables. Everybody can accuse Trump and his administration and his campaign of Russian collusion. But as soon as you say, well, look, we have this evidence that you were in bed with Russians taking Russian money while you worked for Hillary Clinton, Podesta, how is that good? Oh, well, the way you got it. And blah, 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 blah. And man, he turned around and accused him, well, I see that you really don't care that there was Russian meddling in our, and the lady, oh man, I really don't know this lady. I don't watch a lot of news. I just got this clip. And here it comes. She was like, well, we know that the Russians have been meddling with our elections forever. We meddle with their elections. We do. We don't only meddle with elections. Anybody remember a place called Libya? Anybody remember a dude named Muammar Gaddafi? But Benghazi, we came, we saw, he died. We don't only interfere with people's elections. We do something that we call regime change. I don't care that we're in America, that we're, Americans. Don't give me that shit either. Any of y'all, I really respect everybody here, but give me a fucking break. If it's bad for one country to do it, how could it possibly be okay for us to do it? Well, because we're the shining city on a hill, a la Ronald Reagan? Well, because we're the moral authority in the world? No, fuck that. If Saudi Arabia wants to be Saudi Arabia and don't want women driving, we'll let them fix themselves internally. We don't need to get in there. And why aren't we interfering with that then? Y'all want to talk about this and that. And, oh, Saddam was a terrible person and Muammar was a horrible person. Look at Lockerbie, Scotland, and all this stuff. And come on. What it comes down to it is we need to let people run their own countries. There's no need for us to get involved. And then if someone is involved in our country and with our elections, well, then we ain't got a leg to stand on, do we, folks? How can we say that it's so bad that Russia has an interest in our elections and does things behind the scene to kind of influence it one way or the other, which I've not seen a lot of evidence of, by the way. I don't believe that. In fact, Comey was right there on the stand, and when they asked him, Russian collusion? Well, yeah, of course, we know there's Russian collusion. You had to say that line. But then he also said, but I don't think it affected one vote. It didn't make a difference in one bloody vote. So Mia Brzezinski and Joe here. What's the problem? Sour grapes, folks. They're expressing sour grapes. I'm going to show you this one more time. How you doing, MCJK? Good to have you here. I'm sure that you're busy saving the world. I'm glad that you found a little spot for the ogre today. Donald J. Trump, read this again. I heard poorly rated at Morning Joe speaks badly of me. I don't watch him anymore. Then how come low IQ crazy Mika along with Psycho Joe came to Mar-a-Lago 3 nights in a row around New Year's Eve and insisted on joining me? She was bleeding badly from a facelift. I said no. So in other words, they take this section here. She was bleeding badly from a facelift. Pounce on that, but they don't even say anything about how they insisted on joining President Trump and he just didn't want nothing to do with him. He didn't want him joining him. He didn't want any of this stuff. And so, blah, oh, we didn't get to sit with Donald Trump, so we're going to use our platform to put him down and talk about his hands and say that oh, man, give me a break. And attacking the man's hands, come on. There's some controversy about me, but I think you can probably still go see the pictures. It is what it is. But big hands, I don't know. You know what they say about guys with big feet? They got big shoes. I don't think any of that has any count on a person's manhood. And who gives a shit anyway? I got at least one lady here. It looks like, in fact, I know I got at least one lady here, space bitch. I mean, come on. It's like me saying that a woman's worth is only in her teats or the size of her ass. You got to be Kim Kardashian to be worthwhile. Or if you don't have this giant ass or big tits, what, are you worthless? So what if Donald Trump didn't have a big spons? So fucking what? Maybe Melania likes a little one. Maybe, who cares? I can't even believe I'm talking about this. I really can't. Because goodness sake, these are a group of people expressing sour grapes because Donald Trump knows that they're fake ass news and doesn't want anything to do with them. It's just as plain and simple as that. Now, listen, folks, as I said, this was going to be a short rant. I'm going to play a quick tune for y'all. Come back and look at the chat and see if I can't answer any questions that may have came up. And I'm just going to encourage you again to swing by when the British and I hold church today, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We might be lucky enough to get MCJK in here with us. I'm not sure when he gets out of work, but this is a topic that he would, I'm sure, have a lot to put in on with this Anita Sarkeesian thing and the idea of social justice warriors that can go and bite off the head of Boogie. And listen, I can't say too much about it just because of the simple fact that, you know, we're going to talk about it today. Just remember this as I pull up this tune. And guess what, folks? I can't play Gowan, Strange Animal. It got me monetized yesterday, but everything else is groovy. I can play the jack. All the other stuff that I was jamming was good to go. And since I know that, I'm going to play this one for you all so that we can remember that it's not just Trump who is mock-worthy, so to speak. I don't know if that's a word, but that is mock-worthy. We've had other presidents that were fools. We've had other presidents that engaged in the kind of, shall I say, fuckery that Donald Trump gets wrapped up into and calls names and disparages people in the whole 9 yards. And yes, straight Sith male, Boogie's a freaking sweetheart. No better way to say it. What a guy, man. I mean, if you don't know who he is and you watch him for about 5 minutes, you already feel like you've known him for years and he's a good friend and you can trust him. Just a hell of a guy. And the idea that somebody is going to berate him or downplay him, and that's okay, Mad Dodge. I'm just going to play one in the break and come right back and soliloquize just a little bit more before I wrap it up. But thanks for coming here, and I understand it is a little early for music, I reckon. But here, anyway, so I don't do this too much more, let me play this for you. Go take a little 5 myself, and I will be right back.
You know, a bunch of ding ding pong 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 pong
sounds provocative, tweets funny, sounds provocative, tweets funny, sounds provocative, tweets funny, sounds provocative, tweets funny,
Bing, bing.
Pocahontas.
Bing, bing. No, she's got this goofy friend, Mike. She's a basket case. Oh, boy. Goofus. Bing, bong, bong.
Man, it just makes me happy. And look, when I'm by myself here, even sometimes when I'm doing a short thing, I either got a cough or roll a joint or nature's calling. So it's just nice to pop on a quick song and then move on. But I see I actually got some questions for Billy Bong, and I believe he's answering them very good. Kraut and T, I'm not even going to get into that myself other than saying, I don't know. Listen, I like Atheism is Unstoppable. I have for years. I like his new website that he's got. I watch his stuff. And whereas I don't want people to dox me necessarily, but who's afraid of the big bad dox? You know, this has gotten in. I mean, I can't say much about it, to be honest, because I don't want to destroy my channel, because holy crap, every time I say dox, I lose 5 subs and I get this big old pile on, this big dog pile on me, saying, oh, you said dox. Ooh, dox. Dox, 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 dox. Dox. Dox, dox, dox. Give me a fucking break. If you don't want to be doxed, don't be on the internet. Because chances are, I mean, Boogie was even talking about, when Boogie came up, Boogie was even talking about, he's had death threats. He had somebody on the deep web trying to get a hitman to kill him. Well, that's extreme. You know, I won't deny. That's about as extreme as it gets. But how do you expect to be on this medium? Myself, I've been in bands. I was a preacher. Around this area, a lot of people know me. Around Central Florida, a lot of people know me. People that I don't even know. So I came to the conclusion right away, if I'm going to put my face on camera, there's a very good possibility that somebody is going to find out that I live in Edenville, Michigan. That my name is Dustin. That I you know, have a house in the country in north of Midland, Michigan. Big whoop-de-poop. I mean, I am a little safer probably than most people because I know law enforcement around here and whatnot. So good luck swatting me. I'm sure they would give me a courtesy call and whatever. So maybe I'm living in a fantasy land and I should be more serious about this. But to me, the doxing thing smacks of the Mika Brzezinski. It's, oh, you're better than us at what you do, i.e. atheism. At Devin, atheism is unstoppable. So we've got to find something wrong with you to put you down. And that's dagnab right, straight Sith male. I got about 0.357 reasons why nobody would want to come around here either, because a 357 and a 9mm and a 38 are all the same size bullet. And I have a 9mm right here where I can reach it. And whereas I don't want to shoot anybody, I don't want anybody coming to shoot me, I don't worry about these things day in and day out. I'm not terribly concerned with someone doxing me. I look at it as a respect thing, which is why in the past, this recent past, I've not doxed anybody. And whether folks like it or not, I do have some information on a few people, where they live, their address and stuff. So what? Every time I buy something on eBay or Amazon or anything else, they got my information too, folks. Uncle Sam is tracking you on your smartphone right now. Every time you turn on the notifications, they're watching you. Give me a break. And all I got to say is, because I see the responses, go to the Finer Prince's house, go to Straight Sith Male's house, bring a body bag with you, save them the trouble. Because if you go to Straight Sith Male's house head first, you're going out feet first. And that goes for me to Finer Prince. I'm sure a lot of other people out there. So what is this big thing with doxing? Come on, people. There are powers in the world that want to drive communities apart. I can't wrap my head around Anita Sarkeesian yelling at Boogie, the nicest guy on YouTube that I know of. Boogie, the most laid back, sweetest dude that you'll ever meet, that you'll ever see, man. And then to watch him today, I finally caught up. I think he released the video about 3 days ago, but to hear him say, you know, I wanted to get out in front of this. I didn't want there to be a lot of rumors out there without me addressing it. How you doing, Big Clinton Cox? Good to see you, brother. And so he said, I want to get out ahead of this. I don't want a bunch of rumors, so I'm going to address this now. And just, you could look at his face. And when he was recounting the episode, after the panel he was on with Anita Sarkeesian, you could see it in his face. This hurt him. That there is someone or something that doesn't want Zero Cool and I to get together, that doesn't want Clinton Cox and Zero Cool and myself and the Beard Baron and of course the Britisher and everybody else to get together and talk and share our ideas. I just didn't know it was the Green brothers. What a couple of cucks. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Crash Course. I watch Crash Course history. I love Crash Course, okay? I love the history. Crash Course in history is great, man. American Revolution. They have some great, but then you look at these people, you know, Greens, would you have banned Sargon if the shoe was on the other foot? By the way, how is it that he didn't make it to no panels at all? None. I see that there was a list. The list is a mile long. There were people on there that did channels not as big as his. How did he not make? And then as you examine this and seeing what happened, oh, well, when you get there early and you fill up the first 3 rows of the seating there, and it's really intimidating. Dude, give me a break. When you go to put your ideas out to the greater world, as I'm doing now, as Zero, and I mean, I could go down the list again, as many of my friends do now, it's a little intimidating. I'm sure that the first 3 rows of cyberspace here are taken up by my critics. I can't do right now. This 3 to 2 thumbs down, 2 thumbs down, 3 thumbs up. I get 5, 6 thumbs down in every video I do. I know people that hate me come and watch. I know they screenshot me and take things out of. I know. So what? Grow up, Anita. You want to talk about Sargon? Man, listen, folks, and I got to end this right here because this is coming up tonight. And if I go on right now, I'm just going to start talking about things that I have ready for tonight, 3 o'clock. And that's just 3 short hours away. I got a few things to do, and the British and I will be here. We're going to try to make some sense of this Anita Sarkeesian thing. I'm sure that this Mika Brzezinski thing will come up. I'm absolutely positive. And I'm sure we'll talk about that and look at the chat questions and everything else. So before I go, I just want to give you all a second. If you can hear me out there, any questions for the Ogre, I don't care what it is, on topic, off topic, I will give you 5 minutes now while I smoke my doobie, and I will do my best to answer anything that could come my way. Even though I would like to stay off of any kind of drama, I'll say it doesn't matter to me. You can ask anything, and I will try to answer. And I think this is rhetorical, but who the fuck are Hank and Mark Green, and why do they like Peeps? And why do they like Peeps hanging out? I don't know, man. The Greens they got too big for their britches. They're a bunch of cocksuckers. Let's see. So me too, height and weight. I'm 6'2" and weigh 215 pounds. Where do gay frogs come from? Well, if I'm not mistaken, Review the Earth, gay frogs come from glyphosates. The glyphosates, they leach down in through the soil. And when them farmers are spraying that Roundup ready on them crops, and the light glyphosates go through the soil, and then they leach themselves down into the rivers and into the very water, and the frogs turn gay. Gay frogs come from the mind of a madman. Yeah, I should have too. Yeah, these gay frogs, I tell you what, I didn't slam the desk. I will next time. But the gay frogs come from the mind of a madman. named Alex Jones. I'm not sure that there are a bunch of gay frogs, but there must be out there. Why doesn't Tarzan have a beard? You know what? That's the best fucking question I've gotten in a long time, Staggerson. He don't have a razor, right? It's not like he goes to the bloody barber. So that's a very, very good question. Tarzan should not be clean shaven as if he got up that morning and had a straight razor, should he? It's so humid here today, my doobie won't keep lit. So here we go. Oh, will I have Billy Bong on a stream? Absolutely, man. I try to get Billy on, but he works a lot. And the times I've asked him, he hasn't been able to make it on. So Billy Bong, if you're still here and you have my information on Twitter, just DM me anytime you want to be on church, Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, 3 to whenever, Eastern Standard Time. And then Sunday, we go 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time to whenever. And the Sundays may be your best bet if you're busy working and you have Sunday off. No, I love to have Billy Bong. In fact, Billy Bong's been on a show or two. Carrie's been on a show or two. I haven't seen Carrie in a while. And then he says, yeah, I won't be usually available after 7. And so, after 7 is fine, but Sunday could happen. Or he says usually, you know what, Billy, one of these days, because you are interesting, I would like to have you and Nachi both on. You two work well together, by the way. I just want to mention that. And maybe we can work something else. Just hit me up on the twat and we'll figure something out. Folks, this is where I opt out. You know what? I got a little doobie left. I might as well go until 5 after 12. Then I got to take off my tie, put on my mowing shit, and I got to do what Zero Cool does. I got to go mow everybody's lawns. Well, I don't got to, but I like to. I enjoy it. I do like taking care of people that would take care of themselves if they could, but they're not in the position to do it anymore. So I got several acres a week that I mow and don't charge anybody anything because, like I said, man, if I know that person would do it themselves and they enjoy having a beautiful lawn, I'll take care of it. And yeah, I'm gonna take Staggerson's cue here. Hey, listen, man, this one right here is for Review the Earth, aka Big Red Clinton Cox. Enjoy. See y'all at 3 o'clock, man. Keep it real. Remember, be good to your friends. Be good to your family members. Be good to your loved ones. Be quick to say you're sorry. Be even quicker to accept an apology, especially when that thing your friend, your family member, your loved ones doesn't seem to be so huge, you'll never be able to forget about it. Because constant viewers, at a time you think not, your friends, your family members, your loved ones, your life, and your cause will depart from you. Sydney Rough Diamond, I ain't give up on you yet, brother. I'll see you soon. If not, I'll see you in Elysium, where the heroes never die and the party goes on all night long, man. Let me tell you something about it. Yee-hoo!
What humans always thought was key, the bone broth. The bone broth. The bone broth, the bone broth, the bone broth, the bone broth. Well, now it's the next level of that. It's caveman. But hey, I need a glass of caveman. Caveman. Man, it's better than Ovaltine. Better than Ovaltine. It's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Caveman is just over the top. What in the world? But now with the milk, I was like, whoa, this has milk in it. Whoa. It tastes like good. Man, this tastes so good. Tastes like the best milkshake ever. It tastes like Ovaltine. It tastes like Ovaltine. It tastes like Ovaltine. Like good. It tastes like Ovaltine. It tastes like Ovaltine. It tastes like Ovaltine. Like good. Whoa.
This is I can say without a doubt, at least in my experience, that this is literally.
This is a super home run available at InfoWarsLife.com, and it supports the broadcast. All right, all the big news straight ahead. Thanks, Buckley. I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Turn the friggin' frogs gay. Serious crap. Gay. Frogs, friggin' frogs. It's not funny. I'm gonna say it real slow for you. Gay. Frogs. frogs, friggin' frogs. I don't like a frog. Gay, friggin' frogs. Frogs. Friggin' frog crap. Won't you fight the frogs? It's not funny. I'm gonna say it real slow for you. Frogs. Place point. He trolled him. He baited him. He trolled him. He baited him. He trolled him. He baited him. I wish I was that smart. See, that's the Trump dimension. That's the Trump dimension. He trolled him. That's the Trump dimension. He baited. That's the Trump dimension. He trolled him. That's the Trump dimension. That's the Trump dimension. He trolled him. That's the Trump dimension. He baited. I wish I was that smart. See, that's the Trump dimension. It's Trump. The plan of Trump. And thus, by extension, Trump. Trump just trolled you. But that's okay. It's Trump. The plan of Trump. And thus, by extension, Trump.